good? What's good? JCTV at Godly Reality tapping back in with y'all, and we got another reaction for you. Right now, we got Anton Daniels and this other guy. I don't know his name. I don't really know his name, but it's on the Hardly Initiated podcast, and basically they're going back and forth talking about dating women with children. And I seen this debate a while ago when it first came out, but I wasn't doing YouTube at that time, so I just want to go over it again and give y'all my perspective on what I think about it. Let me it's okay. So it's the Hardly Initiated podcast, and it's Anton Daniels debating Yada. That's the guy's name. So it'll be keep it respectful. His name is Yada. So they're gonna go into. They already posed a question about dating women with children. What do you think about it? And they put it on Yada to respond first. So we're gonna take it from there.
He know this about to go so bad.
No. Can I be truthful?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can I be truthful, please, brother?
This round you can't be there.
All right, I'm sorry. I gotta start early. Anybody that start off with "Can I be truthful?" this round, please, brother. First of all, there's two things. Can I be truthful? Asking that question, can I be truthful? In this debate, to me, it was already implied that we were being truthful. You feel me? If I come into a debate, I'm coming in good faith that you're being truthful and I'm being truthful. So that's one. And then two, hitting me with the brother thing. Hey, brother man. When someone try to get over it, what I notice is when hoteps try to get over it or panderers try to get over it, they gonna brother you to death. Like, we ain't kinfolk. All skin folk ain't kinfolk, homie. What's your heart like? What's your soul like? You feel what I'm saying? All skin folk ain't kinfolk. You know, just because our skin color's the same don't mean that our soul is, you know? So let's go.
Last round it was a little rough for you.
Okay. I don't believe, personally, that we should put our women in boxes. If a woman has a child or doesn't have a child, a good woman is a good woman. My wife had a child prior to me.
Okay, so obviously starting off, he's gonna be a bit biased because his wife, the woman he chose to marry, had a child before him. But I want to talk about something he said initially, right there. He said we shouldn't put our women in boxes, and him saying that, and like once again, you got to pay attention to people like this who are, I call them charlatans, but they panders, and they usually the people that they pander to is usually women or young people who are super impressionable. Now, by him prefacing that saying he doesn't want to put women, our women into a box, means to say like you basically taking away you basically I'm sorry, this dude thought he was talking to me. But yeah, you're basically taking away what's the word I'm looking for? Accountability. And the accountability comes from, because there is boxes. Like me, right now, I'm overweight. Yeah, I'm in the gym, I'm working. I'm sticking to my diet, trying to eat right, all that, cool. But if you see me, you would still be like, you would be in the overweight box. You feel what I'm saying? That's a box that like it's an adjective. It's a descriptor. You know, you basically describing what the person is. So by him prefacing that, saying he doesn't want to put our women in a box, is him saying I don't want to be truthful with the women. And then now he said that he married a woman with kids. So let's see what this brother got to say.
And I love this child loves me, but the child also knows that I'm not her father, but I play a role as a father figure in her life. She's probably watching right now. And if you're watching right now, baby girl, I love you.
And that is even bigger too. And the thing is, I'm gonna do a lot of the responding, and me and Anton, especially on this subject, we agree. I think I agree with everything Anton says about the subject. So I'm more just respond to Yada and what he says, as opposed to Anton, because Anton, we're just gonna be agreeing the whole time. But I'm gonna still play Anton's a little bit of Anton's response too. But I don't want this video to be super long. But the first thing that I think of, especially if you, first of all, you're a stepdad, right? So you're a stepfather. This kid isn't yours, and she, the woman that you're married to, she obviously has another. She had a kid before your marriage. The kid isn't yours. On top of the kid not being yours, the kid is a girl. On top of it being a girl, I think it's a younger girl. Like, I don't think she's like, about to be grown. I think it's a younger girl. And there's just too much things. There's too much things that could possibly happen, that could possibly go wrong in that scenario. A lot of men are getting accused of a lot of crazy things. Some men do crazy things, but there's a lot of times too where a scorned woman will put allegations on somebody. There's a lot of things, slippery slope of things that could happen. Why I wouldn't suggest a man doing it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't suggest a man doing it. Now, a moment of transparency. My dad married my mom when she had a daughter, my oldest sister. My dad married my mom like that. You see what I'm saying? So just because someone I love, like I love my parents, doesn't mean that I can't still speak the truth. The truth is still the truth. I would not suggest any man to enter into a marriage or a relationship with a woman that already has a kid. Now, am I saying that 100% this will never work? A woman with a kid already? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what would be wise. Me, I've personally dated women with children before. And like Anton will say later, it is a thankless job. It's like a thankless job. You're always playing back burner to everything. You're at the end of everything. You have, I think Kevin Samuels said this as well. You have all the responsibilities but no authority, and it's just trash. But let's listen to how he tries to rationalize it. And if you pay attention, it's a lot of feelings instead of logic when it comes to how he rationalizes his position.
I'm thankful for you. When a man is able to lead, guide, and protect, when a man's able to walk with the attributes of the Most High God, it doesn't matter if the woman is single or not, because if a man can lead, he can lead. It doesn't matter if the woman...
It doesn't matter if the man is single or not. I don't know what that means.
Has 3 children, 2 children, 1 child, no child. If the man can lead, he can lead. I believe, my opinion in my heart, that when a man is...
I believe that too. A man can lead if he can lead, but I would the thing I'm getting at is what would be, there's something that says it may be lawful, but is it expedient? Basically meaning like you could possibly do that, but is that the best choice for you? Is that the best thing to do? And I don't think it's the best thing to do. Especially you marrying a woman that has 3 kids. That's insane.
Truly invested into God.
But I've been there before. I've been insane. So
and into bettering himself.
I ain't married her though. I'm sorry. Let's go.
God's going to send him an aid, regardless if the aid has a child or no child. I don't think we should keep telling women, oh, your value is lowered because you have children. That makes no sense. Now, brothers,
I don't believe a woman's value is lowered, but I believe when it comes to suitable men to marry, like a man of a certain caliber, a man that doesn't have kids, a man that's on his purpose, I believe that 99.99999% of men, if they're being real, if they had a choice, and both the women were the same, their looks were the same, the way they treated them were the same. Uh, uh, but the one on the right had a kid, and the one on the left didn't have no kid. 99.999% of men are gonna pick the one on the left with no kid. That's just what it is. As a human, does that make her less valuable? No. But this goes back to these trigger words where he's trying to use to thumb the heartstrings of emotional beings. You feel me? Because to say that she's less valuable, if we being literal, yes. In the dating market, in the marriage sense, yes, you would be less valuable in that sense. But no, you're not less valuable as a human. You feel me? But yeah.
I believe that if you're unable to even deal with your own personal emotions, I think you should stay alone and by yourself, or get with a woman that has nothing else going on. Y'all can probably grow together. But when you're coming into a woman's life that has a child, you have to be able to lead. You have to be able to father. You have to be able to teach. And you have to be able to love unconditionally. Because I love my wife's child as if she's my own flesh and blood. So I don't believe, personally, that we should put a woman in the box because a man might overlook a divine asset sent to him.
Listen to the verbiage again. Put women in a box, and it's just descriptive words. It's just adjectives. That's what we have to use to be able to communicate in the English language, man.
By God, just because she has a child.
I don't think God, and I'm not going to speak for God, but I don't think God is going to send you your perfect woman being a woman with kid. I just don't see that. But anything is possible, but I just don't see that. She might be a concubine, like one of your side pieces. Like, that's what I look at. I look at it like a side piece, but that don't mean I'm gonna treat her horrible or nothing. You just can't be the main thing, because you already, you someone else's whole thing. You feel me? But you can be on the side with it, but that don't mean I won't treat you with any less respect.
I don't agree to that. And that's like me telling a woman, overlook this man because he has children. No, I believe an asset.
And I think it's a little different, and I guess double standard. I think it's just a little different if a man has kids with a woman having kids. 9 times out of 10 nowadays, they give the woman custody of the kid, so it's more of an involvement, and historically and how it is biologically, the man puts that impression in the woman, especially if the woman has that man's kids. So there's a lot more authority that man will have over that woman, as opposed to the woman having it over the man.
Is an asset. A woman that has a child isn't a liability. And if she's coming into your life to help you maneuver into becoming your greatest version, because a woman can help a man become greater emotionally and mentally, she adds on to
God. Only God can help you become greater, be a greater man, a greater human.
the man. And if the child is there, this man, especially if he doesn't have children, he can learn how to father through this. So ladies, please hear me. Your value is not dropped because you have children. Men, please hear me. Your value is not dropped because you have children. Some of you, or some of us, me included, weren't taught how to properly wait until marriage to have children. So I'm speaking to the brothers that's trying to figure out by themselves. I'm speaking to the women that's trying to figure out by themselves. Love yourself and never lower your value, regardless if you had children or not. Excuse me.
There you have it. We 100% disagree on this one.
Okay.
The previous two, we had some overlap and we had some agreements. This one we don't. I like to get to the core root of the problem. And I think that what we do as a culture and as a society is we enable bad behavior by saying that it's okay.
I agree.
And it's not. It's not. The person that you have children with, the person that you have sex with, that's your husband, that's your wife.
I agree.
Before any of these Western modern laws that then incentivized people to get married, the person that you opened up your legs to was your husband. And so we have too many broken homes, and we're trying to puzzle this thing and Tetris it together to justify that it makes sense. Now, is there circumstances, because I'm never going to speak on somebody else's situation. I speak in general. I don't know him. I would never speak on his.
And that's a respect thing. Shout out Anton for that, but it's a personal touchy situation. He brought up his personal situation, but in order for you to speak the truth, you're gonna have to just say the truth, and it might hurt. This is what Anton believes. I tend to believe the same thing, but I know I have homies that they've married women with children, and I try to talk to them, and they get real defensive. And understandably, because they started a whole family with it. But if you ask me what I feel, I'm gonna tell you.
Children or his wife, that has nothing to do with me.
I appreciate that, brother.
Right? So I have the utmost respect for him and his family.
Thank you.
So I'm just speaking in general. All right? So I want to make sure that I preface that, because I don't want there to be any attacks. Right?
Understood.
But my point is that we need to get back to the core and the root, because if you remove the safety net, people would be more accountable for the things that they did and who they opened up their legs to. Right now, more than ever, there's a pandemic, an epidemic of women celebrating women having children out of wedlock.
It's a fact.
And we know that statistically speaking, that is a bad situation.
That's a fact. They planning baby showers, all type of things, gender reveals, and baby daddy dude, he ain't nowhere around. Nowhere to be found.
You are more likely to end up in jail.
Fact.
You're more likely to join a gang. You're more likely to need therapy. You're less likely to be successful when it comes to future relationships. You're less likely to become a millionaire and earn as much. You're more likely to have debt as a result of student loan debt and things and so on and so forth. And so if we gonna solve for this problem as a culture, we have to remove the incentives for people to think that it's okay to have families outside of the covenant that God has ordained for us to have. Now, do circumstances happen? Absolutely. But it absolutely does not. That is not the majority. Most people are intentional. And let me address something else that he said. By the time that we are able to bust one, we know what's right and wrong. You know that you should not be having children out of wedlock. This is not something that we have to discover at a very...
Yeah, I agree with Anton on that. I believe we have an idea. We know what's the difference between right and wrong. But using his words, from the minute you're able to bust a nut, I knew, I should get married before I have a kid. But I didn't fully understand the consequences. I'll definitely say that. I didn't fully understand the consequences. Luckily, at that time, I wasn't, women weren't throwing themselves at me, so I had to work a little hard to get to get anything I got. So luckily, I didn't have to fall into that to where I'm I ended up getting a young lady pregnant at an early age before I was able to realize, oh no, that's not what I want to do.
Basic level, we know better. And that's why I can speak to men when I say the majority of men, especially black men, do not have children out of wedlock. That is a small minority of men that is populating the majority of these women, and we don't really want to hold them accountable because we know that women are the biggest consumers. And so again, I'm not here to make people feel good. I'm here to tell them the truth. No.
And I'm glad Anton said that, because he realized it. Like, he's pandering. This dude is definitely pandering to a woman audience. And I think, if I remember correctly, looking in the comments on this video, you can see it's majority. It's so crazy how it's a whole contrast. Like, majority of the men are like, yeah, Anton, what Anton is saying is true. Majority of the women is saying yada is true. It's funny.
I do not think that a man needs to practice becoming a father to a child that's not his and trying to figure it out to negotiate and work with another man that wants to probably at some point participate in this child's life, because it is a zero-sum game.
Right.
And I know so many people that regret the day that they ever decided to get into a relationship with a woman that then ultimately should have went back to her child's father. Go back to your child's father and work it out. Because that's the person that you created the covenant with. That's the person that you married according to God's law.
Fact.
Go fix it. That's what you need to do.
Now, what if a woman is saying that this man is just absolutely egregious? That's just somebody I was.
That's facts. What Anton said is facts, and like I said, it's what the truth is. Is really what the truth is. It's what works, you know, and like that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that single baby. I deal with single. Like I pull up when I'm in town. I'm gonna deal with the single baby. But I know it's wrong when I need to do it. But whatever. But but she gonna know that it ain't. It's just platonic. This is strictly platonic, but that don't mean that I'm gonna treat her wrong or whatever. We can have fun. We can kick it. Oh, you ain't got your kids this weekend? All right, let's go out. Let's go kick it. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lead her on and make her feel like it's something more than what it is. Cause no, I'm not gonna marry you. I'm not gonna marry you because you already got a whole situation going. Now let's listen a little bit more. I think he gonna ask the question about that's who she was then when she had the kid, and now she's changed now, and so basically that's the reason why she wanted to move on from her baby dad. And what I would say to that is, at some point in time, it becomes less about you and more about your kid. The minute you bring a kid into it, that's the time when it becomes about you and how you feel about this man, and it becomes about the kid. And I don't care how you view this man. You may view him as, oh, I would have never had a baby, or I would have never slept with him. Now that I know what I know, and he's that, he's this, and that. At the end of the day, that's still that man's child, and that child still has a special bond with you, and that child still has a special bond with that man. Y'all might not be able to coexist together, but especially while that child is young, you need to do the best job you can possibly do at co-parenting with that man. And then when you doing your date, this is what I would suggest. When you doing your dating or whatever dating you feel like you want to do after the kid is 10, 11 years old, when they off at school, I would do it to where, especially if it's a son, I would do it to where he doesn't even know anything going on. I wouldn't have different men I'm dating meet or different men you're dating meet your kids or any of that until they get up to an age you're about to graduate high school, about to go on to college, before some stuff like that happen. That's just what I would suggest. But hey, let's let it roll.
It's not even something that I can repair, go back to.
It's not about you.
How do you give that woman
It's not about
advice?
her. It's about the child.
There you go.
Everything that you do at that point to bring somebody into this world that didn't ask to be here is what's best for the child.
That's a fact.
You remove yourself. You got to put down with self and up with God. What is in the best interest of that child? Is it in the best interest of that child for you to be raising that child in a two-parent household with the father? And if so, why didn't you think about that before you opened up your legs to him? Because we got over 100 different forms of contraception.
That's a fact.
It's not about how you feel. It's about the child. I do the thing that's in the best interest of my child, not me. I put myself last. But I also understand that the things that I do in my greatness, she's the beneficiary of it.
And I think I want to end that there, because if I remember correctly, he's just gonna keep the other guys. Because Anton already, like, with this topic, he's already said everything that needs to be said, and anything more from Yada's end, he's just gonna. It's just gonna be more about how he feels about certain things, and the responses just ain't that. But if you got, it's a good debate though. It's definitely a good debate, especially if you want to just It's a good debate to study two different mindsets, which is one is like a feelings mindset, which is Yada. He's more about feelings, and then you got the other side, Anton, which is about logic, and it's kind of like a yin and a yang, and that's why like this is such a dope debate. Go to Harley Initiated and check this debate out. It's such a dope debate because there's two polar opposites, and they're both and they both stand on their square, and that's why that's what makes it for a real good debate. But yeah, like I said, I'm a single man. I just play it by ear. I got cool homegirls that I kick it with when they ain't got their kids around or whatever, and we can go do whatever, have fun, and enjoy ourselves. But it's strictly platonic. It's strictly platonic, and it's nothing more, nothing less. I don't view her no less as of a woman. I don't view her no less of a human. But I just wouldn't. I wouldn't seriously date her. I just wouldn't seriously date a woman that has kids. You see what I'm saying? Like if I'm when I'm dating, seriously dating, I'm looking to marry. And if I'm looking to marry, I want to start my own family from ground zero. Me and this woman start out, and I put my impression in on her. You feel me? And then my first kid is her first kid. Type type ordeal. But yeah, check out Hardly Initiated. And check out Anton Daniels on YouTube. I'm gonna be reacting more from Anton Daniels because I've been following him for a while, watching his Millionaire Morning Show in the mornings and stuff. And then this guy Yada, I've seen him on this debate, and I think I've seen him on another podcast before. I'm not sure if he has a podcast. I think he's selling a book or something. But you can see right there, his name is Yada, and you could probably just type it in on YouTube and find out all his stuff. But yeah, that's it. JCTV, Godly Reality. I don't know what tomorrow brings. All I know is what I bring for tomorrow, man. Y'all be easy. Peace.